Hello, this is Anglerfishy. I hope you are well. Darn it, I should have cleaned these glasses before starting the video, but I did not, so I'm just gonna clean them now. So, I did a big oopsie, I apologize. I recorded a, what is it called? BJD end of the year tag for 2021. I did not upload it, I did not edit it, but I did delete it by accident. So that was like a 30-minute long recording that is gone. Oops. I'm so sorry. Well, so sorry to me. You know, I like recorded all my dolls and all that stuff, but it is what it is. But I would like to ring in the new year with something. And what better way than to actually do a doll tag? And I've been saying that I wanted to do a doll tag, and I haven't done it yet, but today is the day that I actually do a doll tag. So Teeny Tinkers came out with a tag called the BJD Love Tag. And it's very cute. So rather than, you know, just talk about the sort of same old doll plans, updates, things like that, let's spread a little bit of love. Let's talk about, you know, the things we appreciate, things like that. And I mean, if you guys want to participate, go for it. You know, it's Teeny Tinkers' tag. So yeah, give her some love too, because she's a great, you know, doll YouTuber. Check out her doll. And let's go ahead and get started. So do you have a love? I didn't write. I can't read. Okay. Do you have a doll you loved on first sight? So for me, I mean, I don't know. I want to just say like my first doll, which is my Kokoriang Peppy, which I do not have with me right now. It's in my room. But I'm gonna refrain from saying that because, like, you know, yeah, I loved it at first sight. That's why I got it. But instead, I want to talk about this girl, which is my Aimarai Petite Bunny Oscar. Oh my gosh, I don't remember what year I got her, but I remember I was like in bed at night scrolling, I think ACBGD, Alice Collections, and this no, it was Instagram, because I follow Aimarai on Instagram, and then they put her out, and I was like immediately like, oh, I want this doll. And I got her as the full set. So this is the full set, except the socks. Somebody else is wearing the socks. I don't know who. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. I like instantly fell in love with this doll. And she's very cute. I am glad I got her. You know, it's one of those things where it's an impulse buy. And I didn't have any anime dolls up to that point. So I had 1/3 scale dolls, and I had my Anthro dolls, and that was the spectrum of dolls that I had. So she was kind of a risk. She was not in the usual camp of aesthetic that I would get, but I mean, I loved her eyes, I loved the face up, I loved the clothes, I love the body. I mean, what am I doing covering myself up? I you know, it's obviously covered, but she has a chunky body, which I find very cute. I like her leg joints too. I don't know. I had just been looking at Aimarai for a while, and I really liked how chunky their Yoisti bodies were, so I went for it, and I'm really glad that I got her. So this is her. Her wig, I might need to replace her wig because, well, I'll get into that when we get into how it is that I bond with my dolls. So that's her. And then, which doll is the one that got away? This is question number 2. And this one frustrates me because this one got away recently. You know what? I'll just hold on to her for now. So the doll that got away is Doll Zone Miss Kitty. And I'll put a company photo of her up on this side so you can see what the doll looks like. So that was one of the first dolls that I had seen in general that I knew from the very beginning that I wanted. Like, she was an early doll that I saw, and I remember this is on a laptop that's like destroyed, so I can't access the file. I remember I created a Word document when I first got into the hobby of dolls that I knew that I wanted down the line. And it was a long list. It was a long list of dolls because, you know, when you get into the hobby, you want like everything. But Dolls of Miss Kitty was there, and she continued to be on my wish list. Well, she continues current day to be on my wish list. And she got away, and I really have no one to blame but myself because I mean, I just basically didn't prioritize right. You know, I prioritized doll plans that were expensive first before getting her because she was a regularly available doll. She was like I forget what price range was, like 200, maybe less, like on a sale. And Zalzone does have sales like pretty semi-regularly, like summer, winter, things like that. Like they'll go 15% off. So she was a reasonably priced doll, regularly available. So I was like, okay, I can get to her when I get to her. Let me focus on, you know, shelling this character who is going to be in this resin color that's only available for this limited amount of time or this limited pre-order period and blah, blah, blah. So I focused on dolls that I thought were a priority. And, you know, they weren't. I mean, I've sold many dolls at this point. I'm not done selling dolls. I'm changing the subject slightly, but I mentioned in my last video that I got a little Monica Charlotte. She's very cute. I'm gonna be putting her up for sale. So that's a doll that, you know, I'm gonna blame her. If I didn't get that little Monica Charlotte, hey, I might have gotten Miss Kitty. Yeah, because I basically, after I went like on a shopping spree for like several MSD dolls, I was like, I can't be spending money. I gotta, you know, turn away from this hobby for a bit. So I just stopped looking at doll stuff around like September, November, December. And lo and behold, during that period where I was taking a hiatus, that was when Dollzone discontinued Miss Kitty. And that's funny. I mean, I'm mad, but I mean, it's just funny because she's such an old doll. I don't know when they released her, but she's an old doll. You can just tell by looking at her photos. And, it's frustrating. I am looking on the secondhand market for her. I don't really see a whole lot of options. I think I don't. The thing is, I don't want to get a full set Miss Kitty. I don't want to buy someone's full set or anything like that because I had always intended to paint it her myself. I will get into this a little bit later, but I have a cat doll. I have cat dolls. And those cat dolls have a story. I'm not going to get into the details of their story. But the point is that they have characters. I'm really emotionally attached to the cat dolls. And I had always intended to integrate Miss Kitty as part of their entourage. And I guess that's not, that's not happening. Yeah, because I don't know. If I could get a full set doll because there's like, I think there's one on Mandarake right now. I've seen one on Den of Angels, but they're one thing is that they're quite expensive. You know, they're well over 200 that I mentioned, and the second is that I'm basically going to be changing the eyes, changing the, you know, wiping the face, taking off the eyelashes. Like I'm paying all that just to remove it, so it's a bittersweet sort of situation. Like, yeah, it's not the end of the world. I could, you know, get Miss Kitty. She's not so, it hasn't been so long that there aren't people selling her. There's a few, not many, but they're out there, but they're all full set dolls. So that's something that I gotta think about. Whether or not I want to shell out money, if I want to maybe like just keep hunting the secondhand market, or maybe just move on with my life, you know. That's really callous to say, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and continue because it's already been like 10 minutes and I'm just whining about Miss Kitty. So doll, this is the doll, the BJD love tag. So let's keep it positive. Number 3, are any of your dolls in relationships? Kind of. I don't have them with me, but Portobello and Gorse, who are my Why am I forgetting the name of the sculpts? See, I'm wanting to say my teeny tinkers. I'm reading her name and I want to say her name. Blue Fairy, Rachel, and my doll Zontaru. I know that's a little weird because one's a human and one's a rabbit, but the rabbit wasn't supposed to be a rabbit. That happened by accident. That happened by accident. But they're supposed to be in a relationship, but they don't really have a story anymore. They used to, but now they're kind of just like artistic muses of mine. So they're in a relationship, but I really can't expand on that because they are, they kind of have characters, they kind of don't. So it's just there for the aesthetic. And I guess I kind of sometimes imagine putting my cat girls in relationships. I guess, let me hold her. Of my cat girls, Muffy would be the protagonist. So I do sometimes contemplate putting her in a relationship with either Agnes or with Colette, who I'll show in a moment. I have them all here. This is a Peepo's Rosie, by the way. And so I do think about putting her in a relationship with them. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I mean, I kind of, like I said, I do have a story for these characters, and I kind of... That's my dog's barking. I hope you can't hear that. I do have a love interest for her that's not shellable as a doll. I won't go into detail. I keep saying this, I won't go into details, but basically, I do have a love interest for her that is a Mothman. I have a Mothman that is her love interest in my story. That is not developed, but it's like, you know, little inklings of ideas in my mind. So that's not really something I can shell as a doll. It's not something I'm really going to attempt to shell, so it's really no big deal. But even so, just seeing her chilling with my other girls, I kind of just want to, like, what if I just, you know, shipped her with all of them? What if this was like a visual novel and, you know, we got the Colette path and the Agnes path. Oh my gosh. The Dolls on Miss Kitty path. Let's see, what question are we on? We are on question number 4. Oh, excuse me. I apologize for the interruption. That was the mail. So where was I? Let's see, number 1, do your dolls... Okay, number 4. Who's a doll you've fallen out of love with? So I have the doll with me. And this doll has the very simple name of Choco Pup, and he is a Lutz Zuzu Delf Frise, who I've had for quite a long time now. And she's very cute, and honestly I have no intentions of selling him because I'm just very comfortable having him chilling in my room. But he's not a doll that I really pick up very often. In fact, I had to brush off some dust on him, which made me feel a little bit guilty. But I do still like him. I do still like him a lot. But, you know, unfortunately, this was an easy answer. This is a doll that I'm not, like, super emotionally attached to. But like I said, he's still very cute, so I still appreciate him nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, dolls that I've fallen out of love with completely, those dolls are not with me anymore. I sell the dolls that I fall out of love with. I mentioned the little Monica Charlotte. I keep forgetting the sculpt name. And I have her in a box. I haven't put the sales post up for her yet. I haven't taken the photos. But she's a doll that I fell out of love with pretty quickly. Not that she's an ugly doll. She's beautiful. But I've discovered that when it comes to the MSD size, I really like my MSDs to just have some big ol' eyes. I like them looking less realistic than I like them looking realistic. And she's too detailed. She's too beautiful. So she won't be here with too much longer, I think. So it is what it is, though. You just keep the ones that make you happy. You know, that's what I like. I'd rather have less dolls and have them, you know, fulfill me than to have a whole lot of them. I get anxious when I have too many dolls. Right now I kind of feel like I have too many dolls, and I have one coming. I have one on pre-order. So it is what it is. So the next question, number 5, How do you bond with your dolls? So I'll pick her up again. I'm going to pick up my Aimarai Asuka. So the way I primarily get really emotionally attached to a doll is through meetups, which I haven't been to a meetup in a very long time. I do miss them. You know, the pandemic, it is what it is. I gotta stop saying that. I'm annoying myself. But when I would go to meetups, that was fantastic. That was an excellent way to bond with dolls because, you know, you have to dress them up. You put them in their little bag, you take them out, you pose them, you take pictures of them. You try to follow a theme, which is always fun. So that is, you get to put your dolls with your friends' dolls. So that's the ultimate way to bond with a doll, to go to meetups, you know, have a dolly photo day basically. So it's been a while, but I took her out so much. One of the fun things I did in 2021 was I did go out with a friend before things got really, well, they've been bad, but during one of the lulls, you know, where things went a little less extreme, we had a day at the park, and she opened up her first BJD there, which was a little Kokoryang poi. So you can see where I kind of influenced her. I was a bad influence on her. So we had a little Kokoryang meetup just with our little animals in the park, and that was really cute. So that's a great way to bond with your dolls. But that's not really super relevant right now. I guess the other way to bond with them is to give them a name, give them a story, because my cat dolls, I keep saying I'm not gonna get into it, but they do have a story. They have names. They have personalities. Kind of. I'm still working on that, but it's getting there, and I'm certainly emotionally attached. Which doll was your first love? Well, hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this in order. Number 5 was how do you bond with your dolls. Number 6, yes, I was right. Which doll was your first love? So I don't know how to answer this question. Because a lot of dolls were my first love. And I don't want to be too wordy. I tend to ramble in these videos. So, you know, of course there's my Kokoryang Peppy, the first doll. But there were dolls that I was interested in before that one. I guess what the doll that kind of got me into the hobby, I'll say, is Zuzu Delf Fenny, I believe is the name. And actually, while I have my computer up, I wonder if I can find the video that got me into the hobby, because I got into the hobby from just like looking at a whole bunch of YouTube videos and being like, whoa, these are so creepy. And it was a box opening for a Zuzu Delf. Here we go, I found it. So it was a box opening by Seven Eyed Fox Studios. The video is titled Zuzu Delf Fenny, my first BJD box opening. It has 27k views. Wow. Yeah, so I saw this box opening and my mind was changed on dolls. Previously, all I had seen were like the human dolls, which I thought at the time were really uncanny, really creepy. And then here comes this like little animal doll, and it's all small and it's cute, and it's like you can very easily, you know, I like Animal Crossing, so I like cute little anthropomorphic animals. I mean, look at my shelf. I like Hello Kitty, so seeing a little doll that you can like dress and customize and it be a little animal was super appealing. So Zuzu Delf Fenny arguably is the answer to this question. But the other answer would be Doll Chateau Xaviera, which that one, I'm sheing for it now so that I can kind of make sure I'm remembering it correctly. So Xaviera was like a sheep spider. So she was a spider centaur basically with like a sheep head. And that was the first doll where I like I knew for sure that I wanted to get into this hobby. Like Fenny changed my mind from BJDs being creepy to something appealing, and then Xavier was where I was like, wow, this is so artistic, this is amazing. I just thought the doll was so beautiful. I was like, really, this is so corny. So I guess this is a small story time, but I had a friend who was sculpting a BJD. So I mean, but I didn't know at the time what a BJD was. So he was like a sculptor, still going to college, and he showed me one day like, oh, I'm working on this toy project. That's how he described it, this toy that I want to make. And it was this spider centaur. It was a spider centaur, not like Xaviera. She was like a curvy woman. You know, his style was the opposite of what Doll Chateau would be. But yeah, and it had elastic channels. Like I'm pretty sure that it was a BJD. And he passed away. So, you know, when I saw Xavier kind of fitting this description, and this was the first time I had seen like an insect centaur, and it reminded me so much of him that I was like, oh my God, I want this doll. That would have been my first doll in the hobby if I had joined the hobby a year earlier, because she was like a limited doll. And she had been discontinued by the time I had discovered her. Ironically, though, she has been re-released periodically throughout the years. And I haven't gotten her, not because I don't think that she's beautiful, she is, but because I've actually, since beginning collecting, I've kind of accumulated like a style that I like, and I don't have the space for her now. Because she is a very wide doll, because she has spider legs, and I don't know if it's a wise decision to have a doll that makes me sad. But she is very beautiful, so I'll say those two dolls as my first loves. So let's see, the next question is, oh, this is the last question, question number 7. Which doll have you put the most love into? And I'll put 2 answers for this, because the doll I put the most love into is not a doll that I have anymore, and that was my Gem of Dahlia when she was shelling Magnolia, because Magnolia is a precious character of mine, and she was the shell for Magnolia for a long time. She was my only SD doll. She was the star of my collection for quite a long time, so I have a ton of 1/3 scale clothes that I got for her, and she's was a great doll, and sometimes I do miss her, honestly. I was looking at Gem of Doll's website the other day and being like, do I want another Gem of Doll? Which is not a smart thing to do. I don't need to be buying more dolls. But she was great. I was really emotionally attached, put a lot of love into that doll. I did sell her because I found a shell that aesthetically looks more like the character that I intended, but even so, I put more love into her in the previous shell than I did the current one, which is, I guess, a little sad, but that's okay. But right now, the dolls that I'm currently putting the most love into are my cat girls. Oh my God, I'm mentioning them again. I will pick up, I have all 3 of them. I'll pick her up momentarily, although she is a very problematic doll. She does not like complying with me. Oh, well, I guess now you want to keep your leg, whatever. So this is Colette, my dear mine Lily. I have forgot what sculpt she was for a second. So yeah, I've put a lot of love into these dolls, even though, I don't know, they're quite basic. It's not like I've done any significant mod projects on them, but yeah, I mean, almost all of the doll clothes that I buy now are for them. In fact, what they're wearing right now was my most recent doll purchase, which is just basically a few items from 99 Style, and I like it so much. I think it fits them so nicely. I like this outfit, so I kind of just wanted to show off how cute I think they look. So they're very spoiled. When I look at like doll clothes and stuff, and I see something that I think suits one of them, I do get tempted. I'm like, oh, that's a green outfit, that'd be perfect for Colette. Or if I'll see something that's like pink and a little bit sporty, I'll be like, oh, that's just so perfect for Muffy. Or if I see something that's like purple, I'll be like, oh, for Agnes. So yeah, they are they're very spoiled. Oh my goodness, I really need to figure out what to do about this wig because it keeps covering up her eyes. I did put her in this this beret. It's supposed to be a beret, but it looks more like a beanie. And I really like it. I really think it suits her because I wasn't super big fan of her default ears. This wig is a little bit annoying, and she needs a new face up because it's literally chipping off. So that's something that I got to do this year. So those are the spoiled girls, my cat girls, and Miss Kitty could have been one of them, but she's not because I am a silly Billy and I didn't prioritize correctly. Oh well, hey, maybe that's best for me, because then, if depending on what color palette I chose for her, then I'd be like, oh, that'd be perfect for her, that'd be perfect for her. So maybe that's for the best. Anyway, this was a lot of fun. I rambled way too much, but it is one. I'll get one more in. It is what it is. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Teeny Tinkers, for making this tag, and I hope that I record more videos. I think I did like 4 last year. I might be actually over counting. I did not record a lot of videos. I also counted how many Instagram pictures I took, and I think I took 6. That's pretty sad. So happy 2022. It's February. But anyway, happy New Year anyway. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.